Hey guys, so we are recreating this edit here. The photographer has given us the raw image. I'm going to show you my process of recreating this edit here to get these bluey, nice skin tones to this portrait shot. So yeah, let's run through it. So I'm going to do these tutorials and try to really focus on the why and the in-depth, like interwovenness of these adjustments, because it all gets really confusing at a more advanced level. I hope I can help you guys progress a bit faster in your learning. So maybe these videos will be a bit longer, but I'm going to try to teach as much as I can and get into the why behind the adjustments and stuff like that, because that's what I wanted when I started. I didn't want tips and tricks. I don't like AI. I don't like replacing skies. I don't like retouching stuff. I like how color works in a natural way to get nice color palettes and keeping them kind of natural but having a style and learning different styles. So we've got the raw image here. I need to show you that these curves are already done. So I've already gone through the edit and matched up the edit to my best ability, and then I'll go through and show you what these settings are doing. So just keep in mind that the curves are already done, but we will fully go over them. We will do profile corrections. So this shot here was taken 50mm 2.8 ISO 1000 shutter 1000, so plenty fast. 2.8 is the max because it's 24-70. As you can see here, 50mm, great for portraits. 2.8, you're going to get a really blurry background. ISO doesn't need to be that high, just in the shade a little bit. Okay, so this image, if I reset it, this is what it looks like without the curves as well, and no cropping. Yeah, raw images can look so bland and they have this weird color cast. Canon is meant to have the best skin tones, but it's, as you can see, very orange. Yeah, it's really muddy, and we're just going to bring back these reds and these pinks and these lighter yellows into the skin tones. Obviously a lot of green in the image that really messes with the overall white balance. So where do you start in all this? Well, his style, it depends on the style you have, because then you've got an idea of where you want to take the direction of your edit. So if you look at his feed, he's got a lot of blues and green and warm tones. So that's where in his mind he would be taking this edit. But we're just trying to copy his edit, get the same results so you guys can learn. So we're obviously a bit too dark. And right now I'm just going to be looking at his image, trying to match stuff up. That's pretty simple. So highlights down, it's just too bright in those bright areas, common theme in his style. And blacks, we're going to get a lot of that detail black back, go about 100, and then whites a little bit. Okay, so we're looking a bit harsh. Let's drop the contrast, and then we get a pretty nice exposure contrast now. So if you've struggled with presets before and making them work, in Color and Editing Mastery, we break down making your own presets by learning from all the pros, downloading their presets, downloading their raw images, learning lots of different styles, and then figuring out the system to editing, the why behind adjustments to make presets work, make your own presets, and getting the result you want to your images in Lightroom. So I have invited all these amazingly talented photographers, the best photographers I know, to share their editing secrets, their raw images, their presets, so there's no gaps in the learning process and we can get the exact results we want in Lightroom very easily. You also should probably start with white balance. Let's drop it a bit. See, now we get all these blues to the greens, and they were quite warm. Bring the tint to about there. I'm going to push these purples in with calibration and some other tools I'll show you shortly. He's got a soft looking image a lot of the time, but then crispness from the clarity. I think it kind of gives the film look, because film has a lot of texture. So we're trying to do that with the clarity. Dehaze gives this deepness, I find, to the contrast and colors. So we'll try that, and let's punch the colors up, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring them down in here very shortly. Okay, looking good. I'm going to complete the tones in split toning and HSL, and then I'll explain the curves. Okay, so I'd maybe start with split toning because way more holistic to the image. It affects a lot of the image, saturation, and shadows. So he's got a consistent theme of tones throughout his feed. So blue, this bluey teal in the shadows. I'm going to do similar in the mids and even in the highlights. I'm going to do a bluey green, and it's going to really enhance these tones that are already in the image. So we're going to play with that color palette by enhancing colors that are already there. Okay, I'm just going to come up here because it's annoying me how bad the skin tones are. Let's go to the left, make them closer to red, closer to purple, further away from green. Lips kind of neutral. Let's go yellows. So yellow is also a lot of greens. Now there is one tool down here. I just want to bump up the saturation of these tones. I find, especially his style, has a bit of pop, especially to the skin tones. Go with something like that. I will desaturate these yellows more. Okay, HSL, let's fine tune some of these greens. We want these nice bluey greens. We want, there's not much of this in the image. Teal, not much. Saturation. So this can get tricky because luminance is the brightness of colors. Now when you make a color brighter, it also looks a bit less saturated. So some of these tones look too saturated, but I think it's just because we don't have them bright enough. So we create a pop to all those tones. The yellows and the greens. Yeah, let's do that. But drop their saturation. Maybe not drop. Yeah, blues up. There's not really any in the image anyway. Greens again. Up. Give a real shine to those greens. Let's drop these yellows a bit more. Aquas. Yeah, there's a little bit in the greens. This is kind of important. Let's move it this way. Get those blues to the greens that he gets. Okay, so we're pretty much there. I'll just do a tiny bit of green, and I'll do sharpening. And if you hold Option, we just want the sharp line, the thick edges. So we'll go to about 64. So you still get a bit of softness. Let's jump into curves. This curve here is really, let's reset it, reset channel. So you need to go watch my other trainings if you don't understand the basics of these curves, but you can see how this, just the dress, you can see what that's doing to the dress. Now when I'm trying to match people's styles, this is the kind of effects I look for in their images. Okay, so if you go really far down, you can see that you like lose detail. And I can notice that when I look at other people's images, and that's how I know to do things like this. And it affects the color as well. So we're bringing down the exposure of all the brightest tones up here on the right. So you can see how it's really chopping them off. In the mids, there's not too much happening. It's like a slow roll off there. Get a little fade to the black. So again, like, this is an effect I can pick when I look at people's photos, like that little shine there. How much detail can you see in there? So that's why I've chosen a shape like that. And then we've also got this curve happening, which is the same as this curve. It's just that we work with sliders, which I find are a bit easier sometimes. So this is bringing down the brightness. Like he has an underexposed cinematic style. So this helps because you're lowering the exposure to your whole image. And then you just got to be careful around, like he's got very dark, rich blacks. Really important for his style. So little things like this here are really important. So that will be down to the shadows here. See how big a difference that makes? But that's like the smallest things that comes in people's style. Okay, so we've got a curve here. Now you have to look at his style, and you can see an obvious use of blue tones, especially in images with a lot of greens. If we look at the curves here, go watch my free trainings if you don't understand the curves. You can see red and green is very similar, apart from we're reducing red in the shadows. So we get these blues. So when you have less red, you have cyan. So that's how he is also introducing that bluish tone into a lot of his images. In the mids, green and red are very, very similar. Here in the blues, reset. Okay, so we've got more blue in the shadows. So we're getting more blue by having less red, and more blue by having more blue. In the mids, we've actually got less blue, so we're getting warm tones. So that's how, like, you get blue in the shadows, but he's getting these warm skin tones. So it's really important for the skin tones. So because if this was up here, you can see how the skin tones are a little bit, and then we introduce these nice yellows into the skin tones. And then in the highlights up here, you can see that we've got about the same amount of blue. Pretty much the same up here in the highlights. So the main difference is controlling those midtones. Blue in those shadows, we want more of that blue. And then over in these curves is that bringing down of the exposure. A good amount of contrast here, but yeah, bringing down the exposure, getting that little lift here, and obviously really bringing down to get that silky cinematic style glossy look to his photos that don't look too digital. So we've matched up these two edits, reset, the fuck. So this is before, after. Now the importance of the curves, this is curves off. They play a huge role. Okay, tone off. So we reset the tone. Probably watching, if you watched this, you probably saw how the tools are very interlinked. So you can't just make your way through the tools. This stage, this stage, this stage. They're all quite interwoven. So you need to know how tools interlink with each other. I mean, it does take quite a few years to learn this sort of stuff. But if you're just a beginner, just realize that's like a stepping stone that you need to understand and be aware of as you learn. If we turn the split toning, so we're introducing a few blues just to the entire image, greenish blues mostly, profile corrections, calibration. So we're just a little pop. We probably didn't need this primary adjustment, but sometimes, especially when I'm working trying to recreate his edits, just like I just need a little pop. I can't tell you exactly why. And then texture, clarity, looks. Yeah, I think we get like micro contrast or something from the clarity, and then the softness from texture. Our one probably looks the tiniest bit more cold, so maybe. Alright, that's it for this one, so catch you in the next one.